I was going to talk about this one.
Yeah. Of the new Exorcist movie, Believer is very negative, and it was screened in New York City, right? And some of the quotes are, "It's not very scary, and it's too goddamn long." And for those of you that don't know, Mr. Green, who Mr. Green, who brought us the new Michael Myers, put joy in our hearts and then stabbed us in the goddamn back, is behind the new Exorcist film. So if he's in a mind state like he was on Halloween Ends, I can only imagine what his creative ideas was for this new Exorcist movie. But if people are saying that it's too long and it's not very scary, that's not very scary is something that you don't want to hear if you're making a goddamn Exorcist movie.
Yeah, you've got a lot of fucking things to live up to.
Yeah.
And not scary is like smacking your mom, like seeing your mom get smacked right in front of you.
And you know what? It's not impossible. You can't chalk it up to say, well, people are so hard to please these days. Bullshit. Okay? Evil Dead Rise was fantastic. And it was creepy and it was scary and you can do it. Hell, The Conjuring. It's a PG-13 movie. Fucking got me a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a way that you can do all this. I'm wondering if he's just rehashing shit that people's already seen, and they're just like, we've seen this. It's not scary anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I said.
I wonder what's too long.
Well,
this movie shouldn't be 2 hours.
Well,
I'm sorry, but there's no story that you can tell that should be 2 hours long with the Exorcist movie.
Well, yeah, it is, but they've already done it with the first one.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, there's nothing you can add to it to make it 2 fucking hours.
Well,
I mean, hour and a half tops, but I mean, I just want to know the runtime for this new one, because I want to know is it too long, or is it just fucking boring and it feels like it's taking forever?
Yeah, it might be.
That's a bigger problem than it being too fucking long, actually.
Yeah, if it drags on and people are bored out of their mind, you know, hopefully. But that's what these early test screenings are for. Here's my question. I want to know the people that went to the early test screenings of Halloween Ends and gave it approval. Did they even do test screenings of it?
That I'm not sure, but if they were going to do a test screening, the people should have seen the first 2. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Like, you shouldn't do a test screening for a second or third movie unless you have seen the first movie.
But let's say you haven't seen, like, Halloween Kills. But you know who Michael Myers is. You've seen all the rest of the movie. I don't see how you could like this movie anyway.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
It's like
I'm sitting there like running the movie through my head. Yeah. You know, if I hadn't seen the other 2 and I just watched that one,
you still wouldn't be impressed.
No.
Because you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is the first Michael Myers movies I've watched since the Rob Zombie movies, right?
Right.
Where the fuck is Michael Myers at? You know, who is this? Like, what is this story? This is like a totally different story that happens to have Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis in it for some reason.
Yeah. You're 100% right. I never looked at it like that. You have opened my eyes, Lord. But I've got some interesting news on a couple movies. We were talking about Boogeyman. Boogeyman comes out June 2nd, so it's right around the corner.
June 2nd.
June 2nd. Got some good news on Return to Silent Hill has officially started production with returning director Christopher Gaines.
Okay.
And that should be out hopefully by the middle of next year. We'll see.
Sweet.
The Deep Blue Sea director, I forgot his name. Anyway, is making a new shark attack movie, and he's calling it Deep Water.
I feel like there's already one called that.
I do too, but
is it a Deep Water sequel?
No, it just says a new shark movie named Deep Water.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I swear I've seen something like that before. The new Five Nights at Freddy's teaser trailer's out, and it's a really good teaser trailer. Me personally, I've watched it. I don't think you've seen it yet, but it's a teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And this should be the only fucking trailer we see. Honestly. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. It lets you know what's going on. You get to see a couple glimpses of the robots, kind of. Like, you see, like, the eye, the foot, stuff like that. You see them standing there and shit like that. My only problem is that the animal puppets, they look CGI.
Well, I'll take a look at it later on, and
I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know. Maybe it's just the trailer. I don't know, but that's one thing that I hope it's not. I hope it's not CGI, because I mean that's something so easy to fix. Like you can do a fucking person dressed up in like an animatronic puppet's costume.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, because there's been two highly entertaining movies that I don't think used much CGI that's going to be similar to this movie, and that was Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage.
Amazing.
And the other one was the Banana Splits movie.
Which was awesome, too.
Yeah, they're both great, quirky, corny little movies that were great, in my opinion. I mean, they won't blockbusters, but if you're fans like us, you judge horror movies a little bit different than most people do. So, yeah, this is gonna go to theaters, ain't it?
Yeah, it's going to theater.
Well, if it's gonna go to theaters, but that doesn't say much, because there's been movies went to theater that were horrible, and they're making sequels to them.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in just a second, actually. Twisters is now in production. They've announced the cast, a bunch of fuckers I don't know. Yeah, not excited about it. I don't give a shit. Sorry. That's one movie I don't believe that needs a sequel, personally. So, it's in production. So, we're going to get Twisters with an S. Now, speaking of movies that went to theaters, it was a small release, but Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 will begin filming this fall.
With a bigger budget.
Yeah.
That was the major news. It's going to be... Somebody is putting more goddamn money into this movie. You can look at it two ways. Either A, they didn't see the movie at all, and they just said, oh, look, it was in theaters for a day, and it made pretty good money. Here's some more money, make a second one. Or they can say, that was so goddamn bad that I'm purposely giving you more money to make it better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the case is.
It has a tagline, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Friends will gather to take revenge. I fucked up on the words. Yeah, so it's a wink, wink, nod, nod. Might get a Tigger. Well, I guess that's what you want. You ain't getting Eeyore, though.
Let me just say this. I have not seen the Winnie the Pooh. However,
I did.
I'm not sure that taking all of these children classic things and making horror movies, I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it, especially if you don't have the budget to do it. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, we talked about, Banana Splits and Willy's Wonderland being like kind of low budget films, but they're great. And there's always a chance that a low budget film could be good. I mean, we've seen thousands of them that turned out to be good.
Yeah.
But if you make one and it was awful, I mean, dude, like a week after the Winnie the Pooh movie came out, it was already on people's top 100 worst fucking horror movies ever made.
It's a reason.
So, I mean, who throws money back at that? Unless it's like an independent, like, I'm going to do some research and see what company put this shit out, but.
Yeah, I'm not excited about it. I mean, of course we're going to watch it, review it, and tell you people about it and try to save you a couple bucks. But, it's just, it had so much fucking potential. Like, it's not a terrible looking movie, honestly. It's shot okay. But such a missed opportunity, like, this should be a funny movie. Like, not necessarily like straight up all comedy, but like it should be cheesy. It should be cheesy, over the top horror. That's what this should be. Now, if you were doing another like Disney movie or fairy tale movie, there's some that you can take serious. Like Snow White, you could take Snow White serious, or you could take Sleeping Beauty more serious, or Beauty and the Beast could be like a serious horror type twist to it. But Winnie the Pooh, come on, characters like that'd be like trying to take the Aristocats cats and making a fucking scary horror movie out of it. It's a fun character. Like, you can do Peter Pan. Peter Pan can be turned into a really creepy concept if you do it right. But that one's like teeter-totter.
Yeah, and I don't think this is on people's radar, considering the fact that we're getting a new Peter Pan, Wendy and whatever the fuck is called. Wendy and Peter and Wendy, Pan and I don't know.
I don't know the horror one. I don't know. It's going to be.
It's not a horror movie.
Oh, you're talking about the Disney. It's a Peter and Wendy.
Yeah, something like that. But
yeah, but we are getting a horror movie, Peter Pan movie, by the same company.
Well, see, that's the problem. Like,
but that was announced before Winnie the Pooh was even in theaters.
I know, but if you know, Tiger don't change his fucking stripes, man. If it's by the same company, the same people, you're going to get the same problems, in my opinion. I mean,
they should make Tinkerbell a 7-foot black man.
Well, they probably did, and that's in the Disney one. They probably got goddamn Terry Crews to play Tinkerbell.
We got to get the fuck out of here, Peter.
I mean, everything else has to be changed. So why not? Everybody has to be represented.
Represented.
Yeah, everybody has to be represented. And 7-foot black guys watching Tinkerbell might feel left out.
Yeah.
So